At this time, I'd like to turn this over now to Phil Blackmar from the Golf Channel to lead us through the 25-card ceremony. Phil?
Wait, Ray, you're already up there.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Hey, David. How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, so. Bill.
Hey, catch.
Good. How's your chest? You probably need to scoot, if you can, just a little bit to the side. He stole the mic. Thanks, Jeff. Mike is certainly handy in this situation. What a week it's been. I tell you what, WinCo Foods and Craft for presenting the tournament here this week, and Jeff has already thanked Pumpkin Ridge and the membership and the staff and everybody responsible. But I want to say one thing. In talking to all the players this week, and our staff talking to all the players this week, something very unusual happened. We did not hear one single player complain about one thing. Every player we talked to was ecstatic about the golf course, the condition, having this caliber of golf course for a concluding event for the regular season on the web.com. I want to applaud everybody who was involved in presenting this tournament this week. It was spectacular. So with that, it's welcome to all of you and to some very excited 25 players for the 2014 PGA Tour Card Ceremony. We're going to present 25 cards. And one thing of note, get the numbers correct here, it's amazing that 3 out of 4 winners on the PGA Tour now have gone through the web.com. We've had over 385 PGA Tour wins and 19 majors by way of web.com graduates. That's quite a number. The web.com is truly the path to the PGA Tour. With that said, I want to introduce a couple of people that make all this possible, that are very instrumental in us having this web.com tour. And you know, when I came up to the PGA Tour in the mid-'80s, we didn't have this. We had to go around playing for each other's money in mini tours and trying to beat up on each other. We didn't have the proving ground. Things that this tour provides to these players, which allows them to go to the PGA Tour ready to compete, ready to play, and we didn't have that. And so it is I'm very excited to introduce first the president of the web.com tour, an old golfer himself that's also glad to have the web.com tour, Bill Calfee.
Thank you, Phil. Appreciate it. You and I played a few rounds together years ago. Won't say what dates those were, but it's a great way to finish out the regular season. Excited about giving out these cards. And one thing we know is that these guys are great players. And you know, when you look at this tour, a lot of people like to think of it as minor league or developmental. And I can tell you it's far from that. It may have been that 20 years ago, but it certainly isn't that today. This really is the PGA Tour. This is our form of expansion. These guys aren't developing their games. They have the game. You've seen it out there this week, and they prove it every single year, as Phil mentioned earlier, that when they get to the PGA Tour, they have an impact, they're winning. So this is a big tour, it's growing, and we're delighted to be here in Portland. Look forward to coming back and delighted to give these great young men, who not only are wonderful players, but are great role models, give them their cards and see them go on to the PGA Tour, go over to the PGA Tour and be successful. Thanks, Phil.
Thank you, Bill. This week, the Golf Channel, we had each day we selected prizes for different criteria during the year. And yesterday we picked our favorite tournament, what we thought was the most spectacular tournament of the year. And because of, well, Portland wasn't finished yet, we couldn't pick it yet. But because of that, my experience having not had the web.com to play, I picked web.com and their sponsorship of this tour and making all the tournaments possible for the players. And with that, I'm very proud to introduce to you the CEO of web.com. They make this possible. This tour is a wonderful tour, Mr. David Brown.
Thank you. First off, thanks for coming. I hope you all had fun. I certainly had fun today. It was nerve-wracking. I'm glad I wasn't one of the golfers. I actually wanted to go over and throw up a couple of times as they were coming in. It's been exciting for us to watch this tour progress, and this tournament really symbolizes what is becoming a wonderful new tour for the PGA Tour. This Portland event shows you the caliber of golf that exists now. It's not just the proving grounds for the PGA Tour. This is the expansion of the PGA Tour. These guys can play, and you'll get to see it next year when they're playing on the PGA Tour. So we're very proud to be associated with it and looking forward to watching these guys play and to another year next year.
Thank you very much, Dave. Now, before we move on, I just want to explain one thing quite a bit. These 25 players we have right here are the first half of 50 players that will be receiving their PGA Tour card. They are not finished. They still have work in front of them. They're going to play the 4 final events, the Web.com finals, to determine the order and priority in which they get to access the PGA Tour. During those 4 finals events, we're also going to award 25 more PGA Tour cards to the top 25 players, and that field is comprised off of players from the PGA Tour and the Web.com. And any of you that might have TiVo'd today's event, it was very exciting watching some of these players challenged down the stretch, trying to get a spot, trying to finish in the top 75 on this money list, just to have the opportunity to play in those 4 events. So you need to be watching these next 4 weeks. It's going to be very, very exciting, culminating in Jacksonville with the Web.com Tour Championship in a month. Now, with that said, it's time to go ahead and introduce our 25 card recipients. And I've got notes here, and I've got the list. We need to make sure we get it all correct because we had to put it all together at the last moment. There's a man today that entered this week 27th on the money list. He attended Wake Forest, and right down the stretch, he was struggling a bit today. He made some wonderful up and downs, some great putts, and it came down to him needing to birdie one of the last 2 holes in order to get his card. It was pressure golf. It was fantastic to watch. He played a great wedge in on the 71st hole, made the 3 to 4 foot putt. He is going to the PGA Tour. Kyle Reifers. Gutsy down the stretch, man. Appreciate it. Our next young man is 27 years old. He attended the University of Texas at El Paso. It's a great story. He went to Nova Scotia in the inaugural Nova Scotia Open in his home country of Canada, and he took home the championship up there in front of family, friends, and countrymen, Roger Sloan. Our next player is 36 years old. He's from Argentina. He's been on the tour a couple times. He knows what it means to be part of the PGA Tour. He entered this week at 24th on the money list, trying to hang on to one of those last spots, and he did. He made the cut. He played some fine golf. Fabian Gomez. Okay. Our next player was unable to stay with us tonight, Bill Lundy. Wonderful player, will be heading to the PGA Tour. Next player is 33 years old. He attended Pepperdine. He earned his first Web.com victory this year at the Rex Hospital Open, and he is headed to the PGA Tour. Byron Smith. The next player is an old guy by Web.com Tour standards. He's 38 years old. He attended Ohio State. He's played the Web.com for 8 years. He's also played a couple years on the PGA Tour, so he knows what it is to be going back. Congratulations, Ryan. You're headed back to the PGA Tour. Ryan Armour. Congratulations, you got it. This is the older part of our program. We have another older player. He's 36 years old. He's a former PGA Tour player. He was struggling. He said he couldn't beat his dog earlier this summer. And then out of the blue, in Boise, he defeats Stephen Alker in a playoff. Steve Wheatcroft, you're headed back to the PGA Tour. Congratulations. Our next player played very well this week. He's 25 years old. He played very well all year. He attended San Jose State. He had 6 top 10s. He's made 8 cuts in a row, including this week. He'll be a rookie on the PGA Tour. Let's welcome Mark Hubbard. Our next player is a youngster. We're back to the young guys now. 23 years old, a former NCAA champion, University of California. He won the BMW earlier this year. Max Homa. Our next player attended the University of Michigan. He's only 25 years old. He finished second at the BMW. He's 7 top 25s this year. He's a wonderful player. He is headed to the PGA Tour. Jonathan Randolph. Okay. Okay. Our next player is only 21 years old. Attended Florida State. He's right out of school. He had a 2nd, 2 thirds this year, 9 top 25s. Daniel Berger, you're head of the PGA Tour. Our next player is one of the old guys again. He's from Australia. He won the Price Cutter just a couple weeks ago. Cameron Percy, you are headed back to the PGA Tour. Cameron had to leave, so we congratulate Cameron Percy on his victory this year. Derek Fathauer, who played very well, won earlier this year, finished second, lost in the playoff earlier this year, could not be with us as well. The next player is 27 years old. He attended Vanderbilt, won this year in Brazil. He's a rookie. He's head of the PGA Tour, John Curran. Okay. Okay. Gonzalez, half man, half amazing. Unfortunately, can't be with us. He had to leave, but congratulations to Andres. Second oldest in receiving his PGA Tour card this year. It's a great story. He finished 26th last year, missing out just by one spot. He is headed back to the PGA Tour. He won an 11-hole playoff this year at the inaugural Cleveland Open. Stephen Alker, congratulations. Next man's after my own heart. He's an old guy too. He's 40 years old. He's played very well. Just missed this week. One shot back. He's at 5 top 10s. He's won on both the PGA Tour, and he holds the record for the most victories on the web.com. He's a wonderful man. Jason Gore, congratulations. You're headed back to the PGA Tour. Told you, close, right? Our next player is 24 years old. He's from Salt Lake City. He won this year at Stonebridge. He's a rookie. He hits it an absolute mile, and he showed a tremendous amount of resilience this year. He's very talented. We look for great things. Tony Finau. Go, Tony. Our next young man is just 24 years old. He attended Auburn. He won this year the South Georgia Classic. He is a rookie, very talented. Welcome to the PGA Tour, Blaine Barber. 43-year-old Alex Shaka couldn't be here with us, but congratulations for him making his way back to the PGA Tour. The next young man is 21 years old, just a baby, out of the University of Alabama. He had 3 top 6 finishes in his last 5 events. He's a heralded amateur, now professional with a great career in front of him, Justin Thomas. Congratulations. At 26 years old, the next player at the University of Louisville, he battled down the stretch today. He gave it his all. He battled all the way to this very last hole. He won in Chile earlier this year. He's going to have his PGA Tour card for the first time. He's a wonderful player. Congratulations, Adam Hadwin. Welcome to the PGA Tour. The next player is 27 years old. He attended University of Alabama, Birmingham. He turned it on this summer with a stretch of a tie for 4th, 1st, and T second in 3 consecutive weeks. He won the Midwest Classic. Zach Suker. The next player is 25 years old. He attended Pepperdine, and he won this year at the WNB Golf Classic, but he's been living the year in his brother's footsteps. Well, it's time he has stepped out of his brother's footsteps and onto the PGA Tour, Andrew Putnam. And our final player you've already met. He's a three-time winner on the web.com this year. He is exempt on the PGA Tour next year. Your victory, your champion from this week, the winner at WinCo Portland Open, Carlos Ortiz. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the newest 25 members of the PGA Tour. Graduates of the web.com, we wish them all the best 2014-2015. May they carry on in the success of their predecessors. And welcome to the PGA Tour, guys, and welcome back to some of you. Bill, if you would, you want to lead us in a toast?
That would be great. Thank you very much. Before I do so, one person that hadn't been mentioned on this closing ceremony, I'd like to congratulate Jeff Sanders and his team for an outstanding job this week. Jeff and his team, true professionals, they put on a great show, presentation, and thank you, Jeff, for all you do for this tour, and we appreciate all your efforts this week. I'm excited to be able to toast you fine gentlemen and the great year that you've had. And we know one thing, with the path to the PGA Tour now being through this tour, we know that when you get to the PGA Tour, you're going to be successful. And we hate to say this, but we look at you and said, congratulations, good luck, and really, while we'd love to see you, we don't want to see you back here on this tour. So go on to great things, and we'll be watching you. And congratulations on a fantastic year. Best of luck next year.
That concludes our ceremony. Once again, guys, good luck. It's going to be fun to watch you. Way to go.
Hey guys, just hang tight. I know. I know it's gonna be hard with your card because
And again, thanks to all the fans.